I dream about HubSpot. My family told me HubSpot came up yesterday as a conversation of my family going, what is it? So it is something which is living and breathing now, not just at work but home as well.
So literally change your life.
Do you want a good soundbite for that one? I'm David Jackson, Group Director of Corporate Sales and Advertising at Vue. We are a cinema exhibitor in the UK and Ireland, but that extends to 5 other countries as well. So Denmark, Germany, Poland, Netherlands and Italy. Maybe we're called Vue there, maybe we're not, but that's within the group. I've been with the business for 10 years. Back then I created Excel documents for the 4 areas of corporate sales. And these essentially were aimed at being almost a CRM, trying to standardise reporting, try and standardise a sales process across the UK and Ireland team. Not necessarily fit for purpose long term, and obviously nothing in terms of sales tools that you get with HubSpot. When I looked at the other countries, they then had 5 different variations of Excel documents. So it's not just a different currency or a different language, it was a different way of reporting. 4 different categories in each country, 6 different countries, 24 different styles of reporting, all on Excel and all very, very different. And so time before Avidly, time before HubSpot was a mess, essentially, in terms of our reporting. It was all over the place. I ran a pitch process, essentially, and got various CRMs to present who they are, what they are, but on the brief that I gave in terms of what I was looking for, what we needed. About 2nd or 3rd demo that I had, this is the CRM in 2025, but in 2026, as we evolve as an industry, as we evolve as a client for HubSpot and Avidly, it's like, well, what do we need in the future? And it was clear that HubSpot was going to be able to deliver the best solution for me when it comes to reporting. One way of working across all of those different countries and all those 4 different key categories as well, yet at the same time in the future when we need to integrate to a new ERP system, or we have something that's new within cinema, that HubSpot will be able to cope with it. About 20 years ago, you bought into relationships, it becomes data now, and so it's equally important, but I think that you really need to buy into individuals and a team to work with them. And I quite honestly found other solutions. Some of the team there quite cold, and we were just another client. And I think that I was obviously being sold back to, but I was made to feel that we as a client were going to be important to Avidly. To try and get one country to operate into one system is a challenge. So a lot of the information was a download to Carmel and to the Avidly team and say, look, this won't work. This is the reason why, because it is really niche, really bespoke. So we needed some guidance, and I think that I have worked with CRMs before. I would never have a clue in terms of how to build it, but also it's to use the expertise of right, I've seen that, I've taken on board the information, got the brief initially, but now you've told me what is important, we can then alter what you need. And so without that guidance, we would never have been able to build what we've got today. And it's just the people as well, really easy to work with. At times when the project became problematic, I don't know how easy it would have been. I think it would have been incredibly difficult to get to where we are with other providers, because we didn't have that. Well, I don't think I would have had that relationship that I had with Kaz and Carmel. They're a lot more patient than I am, put it that way, because I think that I kept on going, and another thing I've just learned, and another thing, and we can't do this because of that country, and so therefore we need to find a solution. And so I don't think I was expecting that. No, I think I was expecting there to be quite hands-off, give us the information, we'll build it, there's your product, thanks very much, rather than a kind of a guidance throughout, which was fantastic. Genuinely would not be here, not just in terms of this room, but in terms of where we are with the CRM without Avidly. And so it's total appreciation to Avidly as a company, which is why I'm more than happy to do anything like this. I would always talk highly of the personnel that I've worked with and Avidly as a company, as an experience. And I think there's an ongoing relationship there as well, because I can see things that I need or want in the future, and who am I going to do that with? Well, it's going to be Avidly that I'll be speaking with. So one, because of the experience in the past, but also the expertise that is there. And the truth of the matter is that we are not set up to do this ourselves. We are not set up to, I could do with somebody who is there all day, every day. I've got a friend of mine who works in the education sector, and they use HubSpot as well. And they've got somebody there who is their ambassador. I have been that ambassador. It's not my role. So what I need someone to rely on and support. And that's been Avidly, that's been Cass and Carmel for a long time now. So that will continue throughout 2025, which I can think of 2 areas already. And who knows, in 2026, I'm sure there'll be a need. And I think in terms of the training, there's been a great solution as well in Poland. I mentioned about the different languages. We've got 17 people in Poland. What you cannot expect, and because it's completely wrong to do, is that training in English is always going to be right for everybody. In Poland, 17 people, not everybody speaks English or at a level where they would benefit from a training session being in English. And so we now have training in Polish with a member of the Avidly team. We're going to need that for Germany as well in time to come, maybe in English, but we're going to need that constant kind of updating, because I would say the sales teams that are using it, most people I still feel need that extra knowledge, an extra push to understand all the sales tools, and the best people to do that would be Avidly.